There are people who like to buy visible luxury items for public show or status, or just for image or uniqueness. In these days of reality TV and social media, it's become common to see people displaying their luxury goods, purchases, and lifestyles for all to see as a way of demonstrating their style or to enhance their image. We have TV programs on the most luxurious birthdays of the year, million-dollar homes, billionaire living, luxury vacationing, celebrity lifestyles, plus all those rich kid shows, housewives of wherever, and bling-bling movies that we see on Netflix and elsewhere. There are even shows focusing on the richest pastors in the world, or in Africa, the luxury living of religious leaders, and so on. And this led me to wonder, are we living in an age of increasing conspicuous consumption? What do you think? And it appears to have become more acceptable to show off your luxury items. In the past, conspicuous consumption was generally frowned upon in society. This information is of great interest to consumer behavior researchers and marketers, as it serves to guide strategic direction in terms of product development, packaging, pricing, promotion, and distribution. Hi there, I'm Catherine Ngahu from SBO Research. Thank you for tuning into my channel, Elevators, where we offer elevating and empowering messages to help you grow in life, career, and business. In this video, I seek to answer the question, are we living in an age of conspicuous consumption? Do like this video and stay with me. And write a comment below and share your view. What do you think? Also, don't forget to subscribe and press notifications. Now let's dive in. Conspicuous consumption. Conspicuous consumption is a behavior that relates to visible luxury consumption. You buy and you use visibly. In the past, marketers associated conspicuous consumption with the idea of communicating high income or accumulated wealth with the aim of attaining or projecting high social status. The behavior of conspicuous consumption is associated with the consumption of luxuries on a lavish scale, but in an attempt to enhance one's public image or prestige. The interpretation of conspicuous consumption suggests that the purchase of these visible luxury goods and services is about helping the people to show what is called public display of wealth, rather than to meet their needs. Now, just like public display of affection, or PDA, relates to acts of physical intimacy in view of others, public display of wealth, or PDW, is luxury consumption that happens in the view of others. It happens to be highly visible consumption behavior. In some countries, like some in the Middle East, PDA, or the public display of affection, is illegal. But public display of wealth is common in those countries and is actually viewed as a key driver of economic growth and job creation. The recent growth of this type of consumption behavior, this conspicuous consumption, has created an opportunity for marketers to make product offerings in a hierarchical format that allows for a wide range of designs and prices for the same products, like we see in phones, cars, and many others. And also in services, we see banking services divided into categories. This growth of conspicuous consumption behavior has also led to the fast growth of huge luxury brands in many categories of goods and services. Think of products like handbags, such as Louis Vuitton, Prada, Christian Dior, Fendi, Chanel, Gucci, and so on. The marketing strategy of these brands shouts exclusive, status, prestige, and the like. You may also think of luxury car brands like Lamborghini, Ferrari, Bentley, and I think we even have a few Bentleys here in Kenya, Jaguar, Mercedes, Range Rover, BMW, among others. And definitely, these products offer something more than just transportation, and that's why they can be perceived as conspicuous consumption. Of course, you cannot drive your car in private, so somehow it's a bit complicated, but it's a conspicuous consumption behavior. In any case, we have seen, like here in Kenya, we've seen lawyers, professionals, business moguls who invite media people to their homes and then showcase their cars, their luxury car brands packed in their big parkings and the like. That's conspicuous consumption. While functional value is still key, the prestige and status association can be seen in the marketing strategies of these products, these vehicles, these other products and the like. So today we have also exclusive products and services like perfumes, schools even. Parents make great effort to take their children to schools that fit within the profile that they want or the image that they want to demonstrate. We have even seen exclusive water brands and of course alcohol brands. The term conspicuous consumption was introduced in the 19th century by the sociologist and economist Thorsten Veblen in his book called The Theory of Social Class. In those days, conspicuous consumption was used to describe people in the upper class who showed off their great wealth as a means of manifesting their social power and prestige. Today, in these days of reality TV, social rights, influencers, social media and the like, the whole concept seems to have taken a totally new meaning. It's pervasive and generally common, making it much easier for marketers. It's become definitely more accepted. And so it's much easier for marketers and salespeople to sell these kinds of products. Today, for some, the public display of wealth through the use of luxury goods and lifestyles is not purely to demonstrate superior socioeconomic status, but is also a means of attaining or maintaining a given image or perception in order to earn income. There are those in the business of promoting these exclusive products and services as a way to inspire others to buy the same. Many influencers are actually paid to endorse these products. They seek to serve as a point of reference for other consumers as an aspirational group. If you want to learn more about aspirational groups and the like, and the reference groups, you can refer to my video in this channel about reference group appeals. Now, another perspective on this issue of conspicuous consumption is that while in the past it was associated with the rich and the upper class, today it's associated with self-expression and self-image. Recent research has indicated that conspicuous consumption is a mix of complex socio-economic behaviors, very common with a wide range of economic groups, including the middle class and even the masses, but also common to those in emerging economies. Now, in countries like Kenya, here, where most people started off in poverty, the display of wealth may also be seen as a means of psychologically contesting the impression of poverty or combating that history. It's like a way of saying, look, I have made it. I pulled away. I pulled out of poverty. This is very common in Kenya. If you listen to many of the stories of the rich and famous in Kenya, this is a very common underlying thread. And as such, the behavior of conspicuous consumption today may be seen as more connected to social confirmation or demonstrating that you are an overcomer, that you are a hard worker, that you have, you are smart and the like, more than just showing status. In fact, I have a friend who, when they see someone who's driving these luxury cars or carrying those luxury items or showcasing their, conspicuous consumption of luxury items, they tend to say that that person knows something they don't know. In other words, it's seen also as a way of demonstrating that you know something. Now, another perspective concerning this issue relates to the many people who live in modest lifestyles despite having great wealth. Interesting research by Stanley and Danko reported in the best-selling book called The Millionaire Next Door. The Surprising Secrets of America's Wealthy presented a very interesting perspective, different from the traditional interpretation of conspicuous consumption. So this research examined the style of living of rich Americans and indicated that most tended to economic thriftness or frugal behavior, what some will call penny pinching, or basically meaning that many had adopted a modest standard of living despite their high income. Even here in Kenya, we have many people who live discreet or unassuming lifestyles, even though they have notable wealth. And one notable thing about these groups is how they were able to sustain their standard of living during the recent turndown of the economy based on the pandemic. This means that they are good savers. They tend to retain their money and they do not live on all their income. They are able to save and keep some of their money they earn and can therefore be able to have a smooth lifestyle consistently over time. Then of course there is the traditional rich miser types who don't believe in spending on anything at all other than the bare necessities. When their children ask for stuff, they will ask, do you need it? This is the older type of person who came from extreme poverty, made a lot of money, but retained the miser mentality. And they tend to say to their children, do you know I went to school without shoes? Do you know I got my first pair of shoes when I went to Alliance? And that kind of thing. And then the children, I know of this family where when the father told the child that he got his first shoes when he went to Alliance, the father said, your father was poor, mine ain't poor. And that's a difference. So even children have learned how to argue up with this kind of traditional perspectives. Now, one of the interesting things with this type, the traditional miser types, is they will drive beaten up cars, live in unkept homes with old furniture and furnishings with no renovations at all over the years. They don't even want to employ people to clean up, yet they have all the money in the bank and in investments. So they force their families to develop a kind of needy money mindset. And we've seen how when some of these traditional miser types unfortunately pass on, their families quickly sell some of their assets and proceed to splash on the money on new luxuries. You will see them driving around, cruising in Range Rovers, hosting huge parties and the like. They appear to be almost in a hurry to spend this money that has been locked in for so long by the family patriarch. This behavior is totally the opposite of conspicuous consumption. Marketers have used the knowledge of conspicuous consumption and the other distinguishing behaviors to be able to create strategies to win customers. Anyhow, marketers have used this information on conspicuous consumption to create hierarchical luxury offerings, ranging from what is now referred to as everyday luxury, that is at the bottom of the luxury pyramid, followed by affordable luxury, then accessible luxury, then premium, and finally ultra high-end. Those are now segments within the luxury segment. I'll do a more detailed breakdown of these categories in a future video. Another related term is that of conspicuous compassion, which describes the practice of publicly donating great sums of money to charity as a means of enhancing your social image or social prestige. So the donor will give a lot of money, maybe to churches, maybe to events or schools and the like. And then they can even have buildings inscribed with their name on the door. But to a large extent in Kenya is the politicians who tend to use this approach, where they donate a large amounts of money in public with a lot of fanfare and publicity. And of course, the objective is to get love from the voters and eventually to get the votes. Now think about it. Do you think there would be generous contributions in harambes and church events if there was no publicity? Comment below what you think. I actually have thought about it and I wonder if you remove the media and there was no reporting, how much money would be given to the public in these events. To sum it up, I believe I have answered the question, are we living in an age of conspicuous consumption? What do you think yourself? Write it below in the comments. I have also defined the term conspicuous consumption as used in the past and in present terms. I have also explained the changing perspectives on conspicuous consumption behavior and how it has become to be much more acceptable today than it was in the past, where it was frowned upon. And finally, I have shown how marketers use this information in designing strategies to win customers. Thank you for staying with me. Do like this video and share it with other people who you think might benefit. If you've not subscribed yet, do it right now and press notifications bell. Thank you so much and best wishes. We all need to elevate our mindsets at this time.